like we have to hit, and that's the DC security robot. So it's a robot that, one, apparently got annoyed enough with a small child that it ran over his foot.
Committed suicide.
And then committed suicide by face planting into a fountain.
That's the Nightscope K5 for all you following along at home, which is this crazy 300-pound, 5-foot-tall robot that has an array of sensors that's better than a human, apparently.
I thought that was amazing.
Maybe that's what's going to happen when we give AI to robots. They're just going to look around and say, F this place.
Exactly.
I'm diving into a fountain.
You guys are screwed. I'm out.
The next version of it is integrating with IBM's Watson. So now you've got the entire power of Watson for security patrol.
Is it going to be like the T-1000 in RoboCop and it can't go downstairs and it cries like a when it falls down the steps?
No, that wasn't the T-1000.
What's T-1000?
That's the first Terminator.
Oh, God damn it.
No, it was the Ed 289.
Oh,
Ed 209.
I hate you.
Ed 209.
I hate you. Speaking of hating you, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back with Brian Wassum talking about augmented reality and drone law. Should be a cool conversation. This is the IT in the D Show, and we'll be right back.
IT in the D. Read, meet, listen. Networking Detroit, one beer at a time.
Hey, this is John Schneider from Nip Tuck Smallville, the haves and the have-nots. So, Dr. Quinn, Hot in Cleveland, Secret Lives of the American Teenager, and just about everything you can possibly imagine. And oh yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard. You're listening to Bob and Dave. It's the IT in the D Show.
ITinthed.com.
Welcome back, segment 2. This is episode 206 of the IT in the D Show, broadcasting here in Studio 1 in Royal Oak and Podcast Detroit and beautiful Podcast Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. It's Dave the Geek, Nuri the FNG, Randy, I do the Twitters, Walkers in the house. Find us online, itinthed.com, and like us on all the socials and follow us everywhere. Find podcasts are sold. And don't forget, hit our Meet tab on our website. That's MEET. Tuesday, August 1st, we're going to be in Ann Arbor for Pretzel Bell, and then third Thursday. Oh, and then we did announce another podcaster meetup on August 10th.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. So on August 10th, there's actually two things we have going on. We're doing the open house at DSDT. The cat is out of the bag. Our new studio is inside the Detroit School for Digital Technology, down in Southwest / Corktown, depending on who you want to listen to. It's at 21 and Verner on the backside of the train station. It is a phenomenal studio. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm not going to lie. It's dead quiet.
Can you hear that sound? It's Dave patting himself on the back. Yeah, the helicopter sound. Yeah,
absolutely. And then after that, we're going to be walking across the street to the wonderfully conveniently placed little dive bar Donovan's right across the street, and hanging out for a podcaster meetup. So yeah,
and hopefully Ray will be there.
That's in Southwest?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like I said, it's either Southwest or Corktown, depending on who you want to listen to. I mean, it's right around the corner from Mexican Village.
Yeah, I know.
We just opened it.
I would call where that. I just sent it out down.
Maybe it's Cork West, Southtown.
No,
I don't think Cork.
We just opened it to shut up all the "You're not in Detroit" podcast. Royal Oak, stupid.
Yeah, there was some of that.
Well, and let's be realistic.
There's
I mean, like the other one we had it was just logistically difficult. I mean, it was $20 to park and all that kind of stuff. This one has like a 50-spot gated, secured parking lot. Key card access. It's
they
really
have
really
internet
cool.
now too. I think
they have the internet and computers too. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes, they do. Yes, the rocket fiber switch got turned on. Yes.
So, hey, this segment is brought to you by our good friends at SimpliSafe. Thousands of people are seeking home security. They get ripped off every day. They get locked into long-term contracts. They're stuck writing huge checks in the beginning, and there's absolutely no way out. It's robbery, and it can cost you thousands. There's a way smarter way to protect your home. SimpliSafe Home Security. These are the guys I absolutely trust. They have absolutely no contracts, no commitment, no lock-ins, period. It was built by a Harvard-educated engineer to make you safer, wireless and portable with a cellular connection backup built in. You get professional monitoring, police dispatch, your home is safe around the clock. And best of all, SimpliSafe 24/7 protection is just $15 a month.
24/7, not 24%.
24/7.
Yes, 24/7.
That's what I
My
said.
house is 24% safe.
24/7. It's $15 a month. Most places charge 3 times that, if not more. It's unbeatable protection, great value, and there are absolutely no contracts. And right now, they're having their biggest summer sale ever. $100 off the special safeguard package. Visit SimpliSafe.com/listen to get this deal. It's going to end real quick. So go to SimpliSafe, that's SimpliSafe.com/listen. Get $100 off.
Just I'm a little floored by all these really easy to remember and use URLs that I've been getting lately. It's
No
kinda
slash
creeping me out.
hyphen Q
dash schwa silent K backspace
Underscore.
tilde. Yeah.
Right. So in studio we got a special guest, Brian Awesome Wassum. That's his new wrestling name. But Brian's he's with Warner Norcross and Judd, an attorney specializing, and this is the first time I've ever heard this. That's why we were intrigued, in augmented reality and drone law. What's going on, Brian?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
So in augmented reality, like so one of the stories we didn't hit on was the Pokemon Go debacle, because apparently it's still last year. That happened in Chicago over the weekend. You know, I mean, apparently I didn't even know that was still a thing, but apparently 50,000 people showed up at a stadium to play Pokemon Go
And paid money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently you don't have 6-year-old sons, because that's all he and I do together is play this game.
I do, but he doesn't do
I
that.
hit 3 Pokestops on the way here.
And they were all like bars and ice cream stands and
Right.
Taco Bells.
Not only were their tickets sold, because of all the problems, they're going to refund people's $20 tickets. They're like, great, but apparently people were scalping tickets for as much as $400
No.
to go play Pokemon Go.
It remains a thing. It started off as like the most popular game in the universe, and everybody wants to crow about how it crashed. But
Well, it
it's still-
crashed.
It's like what, the 10th highest popular game in the.
Well, yeah, it was at
iTunes Store now.
I think what was it? It was at 10 million, and now it's only at 6 million.
Right.
It's either 10 and 6 or 160. I think it's 10 and 6.
Right. There are a number of app developers who would gladly commit Harry Carey to be the 6 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So augmented reality law, like, so what? Like what?
Here's my premise, right? Augmented reality is a medium for expression, right? So just like the internet, just like newspapers, books, movies, TV, it's just a platform for putting your content out there. And I cut my teeth as a baby lawyer, these almost 20 years ago, as a lawyer doing a lot of work for print media, broadcast media, that sort of stuff, and learned a lot about First Amendment law, media law, privacy. That's all the issues that they run into.
Okay.
And so those publishers are still doing awesome things. It's just there aren't nearly as many of them. They're
True.
not making the money that they used to, so they're not taking on the legal battles that they used to. So, 10 or so years ago, I'm looking at this, I'm saying, what's going to be a big thing 10, 20, 30 years from now? What should I be investing my career in? And more I looked at it, more I looked at how technology was converging, where things were going. Augmented reality just seemed like a really good bet. So 2010, 2011, I started investing some time into that, started tweeting about the stuff, meeting the people, going to their conferences, opened up this blog called Augmented Legality.
Okay.
Yeah, and... 7-8 years on, that's starting to look like a really good bet, because now it's starting to really come into the mainstream.
So we've seen around here. We had the children's books. There was a publisher who basically allowed your kids to read a book and then have their iPhone or iPad to augment.
Yeah, we've had
it.
them on the show a couple times.
Spellbound.
Yeah, spelled with Christina York. I know her very well. She's
Amazing. I was actually here and I was like, "Holy shit, this is so cool!" And I'm like a kid playing with this stuff. We have HoloLens. We've got Google Glass. Really, what?
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go,
Does
right?
that count?
Totally counts. Are you focusing on like the infringement aspects, the copyright, the intellectual property?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is what is a typical augmented reality legal case?
You all
at
sit
this
around in a
point?
courtroom holding your phones.
Right.
That's just a courtroom.
Probably have
Never
to
mind.
protect yourself just anyway from the beginning.
Sure. Well, I mean, a lot of it is the same issues that anybody in any other media would run into, right? You got to protect your intellectual property ahead of time. You got to get it registered and chart out a good strategy to not only protect your stuff, avoid infringing other people's stuff. You got to have your contracts written correctly to protect your rights. You got to, the first bit of legal work I brought in for an augmented reality company was immigration. Because they needed help on H-1B visas, bringing in the talent that they needed from overseas. That's something that tech companies run into, and now AR companies were getting into the game. They needed that help as well. So they have the exact same legal issues that a lot of other companies face. It's just at one level, it's just picking the right industry that is going somewhere, that is going to be expanding, making money, making cool product, and are going to have the whole bevy of legal needs that any other company is going to have. But then on that next level, it's anticipating those unique issues that only AR publishers are going to encounter. That's the stuff that I've really been looking forward to, and that's what I've just started to be able to do. So you asked earlier what the typical AR legal case looks like in terms of litigation, fighting a dispute in court. And to my knowledge, there's only been one, and that's the one that we just filed a few months ago.
Ooh.
Well, because I remember when it was at its crazy height, the whole Pokemon Go thing, people were talking about trying to figure out who to sue because their house got made a Pokemon gym, and that sort of thing. I mean, does that factor into it at all? Like, if somebody wants to go after a publisher, or is that even a thing?
Yeah, actually, there is a class action lawsuit pending against the publisher of Pokemon Go right now. And
it was Niantic, right?
Niantic, the Northern District of California, where they're pursuing those nuisance and trespass claims. In fact, one of the plaintiffs is from here in St. Clair Shores.
And that's the one I'm exactly thinking of, because,
Yeah, now, I mean, frankly, I don't think that's going anywhere. It's a stretch to say that they've trespassed on your land by putting digital content there, because this is something I've been.
See, that's why the lines get so weird.
It is, yeah. It's an illusion, people. It's not really there. Right. When you look at your property through your phone, it looks like there's a Pokestop there. It's not there. It's on your phone.
But it is.
But it is because it's encouraging people to go there and trespass and yada yada.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, and I can talk about the specific case we filed a few months ago, but we made this argument in the context of that case, which is that any other media where you publish something that might incentivize or encourage or describe doing something on somebody's property, you're not liable for what people choose to do with that information. If you write a book about something that happens at a particular place, you publish a map that shows you where something is on private property, you're not on the hook if somebody follows that map and goes to that private property. That's their decision.
So, all right, because I'm trying to, the corollary of, like, I remember not too long ago, somebody posted a Craigslist ad about, hey, raging party at this address, and the entire free world showed up at this unsuspecting person's house and just destroyed the place. So, so the person posting the ad has no liability or culpability there?
Well,
or is that a little different?
You're always going to have the extreme case.
Yeah.
And so those lines are developed on a case-by-case basis. But, somebody puts out a map, which really a location-based AR game like Pokemon Go, all it is a map. It's an interactive map on your phone, right? You just aren't liable for people following that map or doing what they want to do with that information.
So let's transition real quick into drone law, something we've talked about since all these things all started between drone hunting and I guess private property. And one of our questions we always had was, when I own a piece of property, do my property lines go up? And if they go up, how far up do they go?
That's a good question.
It is a good question, and it's not one that has a clear answer right now.
Okay.
Generally speaking, I mean, the way things are shaping up, anything above the ground to any reasonable height is regulated space that belongs to the world, right? People can fly over that, and that's
well, countries always say you're flying into X airspace.
My airspace.
Well, sure, that's between countries, right?
Right.
But within the United States, we have a division of responsibility between landowner and federal government. And if you are high enough to be able to fly an airplane, to fly aircraft, you're now in federally regulated airspace and not private airspace.
Well, it's going to get nuts real soon with Amazon and Domino's, and I'm sure there's a plethora of others.
Well, we just talked about it. There's the 7-Eleven in either Clinton Township or Mount Clemens, one of the two, started making deliveries within a 1-mile radius using a drone. So, I mean, it's out there.
It is out there, and
kind of start sending people like Slurpee, just random acts of kindness.
That would be really nice.
I know. It would cost me like $20 a day, and I spend it at the jukebox at the damn corner bar anyway. I just drop I got a Slurpee from the sky. Like, it'd be like this big thing. I just announced it. I should have kept it quiet. Damn it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to run into, we are running into these issues that don't have any clear answers. So we've been talking to somebody not too long ago where they're looking out their second story window, and lo and behold, there's a drone flying out there.
It was a South Park. It was a
Taking
South Park
pictures.
episode.
South Park episode it was.
Yeah.
The drone police that police the drones, right?
Right.
Yeah. Call the drone to get the drone. So where's the line? The